Hey, what's up, guys? This is World Series G, and I'm back with some MLB The Show content for you today. Today, we're going to discuss the budget beast this year in MLB The Show. By the time this video drops, MLB The Show will be available to everyone, not just the pre-orders. So, it's a good time if you want to just jump into a game and play some competition. You need to know what's the right guys to choose that aren't going to break your bank. So, in this video, we're going to talk about cards that are super cheap, no diamonds, all golds and lower, that play well and is going to keep you competitive until you can grind out and add those diamonds to your roster. So without further ado, let's talk about it. But first, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe on the video. Leave a comment, add some budget beast if you like some that I didn't mention in this video. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter, World Series G, on Twitch, World Series G, when I'm going to start streaming some late night streams after work, hopefully. And follow the Instagram. Everybody loves the show. So let's go into these budget beasts. So let's go into the marketplace. This is where we're gonna buy some cards, some budget stars here. The market's really slow. It's been really slow at late nights, and I don't know why, but we're just gonna have to work with it for the video sake. So first, let's go position by position. So let's start starting pitchers. So actually, full disclosure, I haven't played with any of these prospect cards that you have to get from the Conquest map. I just personally haven't played with them. If any of those guys are good, please leave them in the comments. Currently, they're not even really budget beasts at this moment. They're kind of expensive for golds. So definitely not the top ones to put on the list. But I'm going to start here in San Diego with Blake Snell. You can get him at his sell now price of 1,068 stubs. Remember, we do sell nows, we don't do buy nows. We're trying to save as many stubs as possible. And this card has traditionally been good in MLB The Show. I don't see why he wouldn't be good anymore. And this is basically quick sell value. You can get a pretty solid starting pitcher on your roster. Stamina's not great, but he's got a funky delivery. It's going to be tough to pick up. Another budget beast starting pitcher is Noah Syndergaard. He's a little bit more on the expensive side at $1,835. Not as quick sell, but I mean, he has outlier on his sinker, so that sinker is going to get up to over 100 miles an hour. A lot of guys are going to struggle with velocity. It's just a fact of this game. People struggle with velocity, and if you got a guy that can throw 100 with a sinker, it's going to be tough to hit. His fastball is also going to get up to 100, and then he's got some off-speed pitches to throw guys off balance. So definitely a guy. I'm going to go to probably my favorite budget card. He's not even a gold. It's this man right here, Shohei Ohtani. As you can see from his price, he's very expensive for a silver, but he is worth every dime. He definitely should probably be the first. I think he's so good. He's got a funky delivery. He's tough to pick up. He's going to hit 99 to 100 with his fastball, and all of his off-speed have crazy speed differentials. And obviously, our best part about Ohtani is the pop. 71 contact versus right, 85 power versus right. I mean, no other starting pitcher in the game can tout this. If you're playing him in ranked seasons, you get at least 2 extra at-bats that your opponent doesn't have because they're swinging with a real pitcher and you're swinging with another decent hitter in your lineup. So he is definitely worth it. Maybe not a budget beast for his price, but he's still about the same range as all those other cards. And if you want to go any lower, I think James Paxton's a solid card to choose. For 220 stubs, he's always been really good. His fastball, not as hard as his Player of the Month card, but the speed differential between the fastball and the cutter, which are 2 cards that basically tunnel each other, is going to get a lot of guys out. It kind of works like a slider, except it doesn't have that hump that a slider has. So he's definitely going to be effective if you're getting on the real cheap side there. I wouldn't go that far. I think you can definitely find a couple better gold options. See, Snell even dropped. Nope, I'm lying. Snell went up, but still a budget card. Luis Castillo's another one. And just to round out your rotation, let's take a look here. I would say you go with someone like Clevenger, who's solid, or Charlie Morton, who's another card that's close to quick sell value. So that could be your starting rotation of just budget cards. Syndergaard, Morton, Snell, Clevenger, and Shohei Ohtani. So let's build a pen. Let's filter. We're going to 84s or lower. And the first guy you're gonna want is this Chris Martin card, and he's basically quick sell. This card is just tough. He's a tough card to face. He's got a sinker cutter combination, which has always been good in this game, with the slide and the changeup. The sinker, he also throws real hard. He can get up to 96 with the sinker. Another solid card has always been Andrew Miller to get lefties out, man. He's funky delivery, good slider primary. Today he's playing down, but look at those per nines, 92 and then 98 Ks per nine. I mean, now he's probably playing down to 93, but still, those are really high per nines for a gold card. Emilio Pagan for 223 is a really good card to add to your pen. He's got a cutter also. Same thing like James Paxton. He gets the fastball up to 97, and then he has a cutter that looks just the same, but is about 10 miles per hour slower. It's going to have a lot of guys off balance. And today he's playing up, and he's got the high walks per nine, so he's going to have decent command. 99 pitch control on the fastball, so he can dot that up anywhere, anytime he wants. Let's look at a couple others. The market is just so slow today, guys. I don't know. It's been like that every time during the night. So it's hard to really just kind of scroll through these. So I'm going to be kind of quicker with this. Let's go to some relievers. Ken Giles is the, what do you call it? This only gold in Seattle, so he's kind of expensive. Roberto Ozuna's always been a tough card to hit in this game. He throws hard. See again. He throws hard with the slurve, and another guy with a cutter. Cutter's an effective pitch. You're just going to always know that. Brad Hand, another tough card. 1,200 stubs. So other than Ohtani, Ohtani's probably been the most expensive card I've told you to go get so far. There's a couple good silvers. Jake Diekman's always traditionally been a tough card to hit. When it comes to relievers, you want guys with funky motions. Because, I mean, you just want to kind of throw your hitter off. So you don't necessarily need the guys with the highest overall. Like a guy like Diekman's been good. Raisel Iglesias is another really good card. That's 4 right there. I pretty much filled you out your pen. So we can go with Hand and Ozuna with Diekman and Iglesias, and you're not spending more than 3,000 stubs. And then we'll go to the relievers like we were at earlier. And you add Pagan, who's 220 something stubs. Miller. And who was the last guy I told you? Oh, Chris Martin. So you're talking about 5K for a solid bullpen on week 1 of this year. So now let's get to the lineup. I keep going back. I have to get used to these new menus. These new menus are tough. I personally don't really like them that much. Catcher, Yermin Mercedes, I've heard good things about him. I don't personally have the card or played with it yet, so I don't really know. My option, if you looked at my first screen at the beginning of the game, this is my guy. At the beginning of the video, this is my guy, Yasmani Grandal. Gold catcher. He was my catcher last year until there were better catchers available. Like switch hitter, great swing, great pop. He doesn't have 90 or 80 80s, but like today he's playing up against righties, so that's up to 89. Good defense. The only thing with this card is he's a 1 speed. Like, that is terrible. 1 speed, he's gonna clog up the base paths. But opening day catcher, you can't really go wrong with him for 1283. Another good option would be Will Smith or Salvador Perez. Salvador Perez, another guy that I definitely like. He's got a good swing. My preference is I like guys with power. So you're going to see a lot of my budget beats be guys that are more power than contact. If you like contact guys, then obviously your list will be a little bit different. But we can go to first base. First base, I don't really have to say much about because first base is traditionally a loaded position in this game. Nate Lowe is a really good option if you just finish the tops now and you get him for free rather than paying that price. But like here, we can get a bunch of guys close to quick sell. Luke Voigt, nasty card. And he's essentially quick sell at 1,000. Max Muncy, Matt Olson, and then probably Pete Alonso, who's the most expensive of the bunch. But if you want to save yourself 1,000 stubs, Muncy, Voigt, Olson, all nasty cards. All should be on your budget beast list. So let's go to second baseman. Ozzy Albies is a favorite, but he's obviously not a budget beast when it comes to this. I would say get Gleyber Torres. Again, like I said, I'm a big guy that I like power. I like guys with power, so I'm going to value power more than contact. Ozzy Albies has already screwed me with his lack of power, hitting a perfect fly ball to the wall. So you can tell that I definitely value power. Another one who's super cheap is Mike Moustakas. That card is a beast. And if you want to get any cheaper, I would say Jonathan Scope. But I think if you need to save stubs, you should probably just start at Moustakas and leave it there. Now we go to shortstops. Actually, third baseman. Third baseman, Josh Donaldson. Really good card. Kind of expensive. If you want a cheap option, I say go with Eugenio Suarez. 93 power against left, 89 power against right. Again, I value the power. The power is super important. Rafael Devers is another really good one. He's close to quick sell. Chris Bryant. These guys kind of almost platoon. If you got a righty, I would say go with Devers. If you're facing a lefty, go with Bryant. And honestly, my favorite is a silver. And you know, you can get him super cheap. Yo Moncada, that card's got a nasty swing, switch hitter. Today he's playing up, so I don't know what his stats look like right now. My man is 89 against righties. So that's a nasty card. And look at the price, 152. If you are down to your last stubs and need a third baseman, you can't go wrong with Yo Moncada. Now, shortstops. If you've played this game for any little bit, we're going to skip the golds. And we're going to do the same thing like Moncada. Go get Alberto Mondesi. Don't even look at the stats. Mondesi has just been a glitch in this game forever. I don't know why it would be any different this year. 385, go grab him. He could be your shortstop. You can get your whole left side of the infield for less than 600 stubs between Mondesi and Moncada. And then you can just take your time and get the golds and silver, well, the diamonds or whatever, shortstops. But you won't go wrong with those two. Both switch hitters, so that helps you with platoon advantages. If you're facing a tough righty versus a tough lefty, they're both the same. If you want a gold, the best gold is too expensive. Trey Turner. All of these are super expensive. Tim Anderson is going for almost 4K. Carlos Correa is on the cheaper side, I would say. Bo Bichette's a solid card also, but I say stick with Mondesi. Just go get Mondesi. And then outfield's going to be loaded. Actually, I think my favorite this card is super, well, not even slept on. It's just people don't know about this card. 25 stubs. Get this card. Andrew Jones, Veteran Edition, 2012. 35-year-old, not a great defender like he used to be, but this card rakes. 84 power against right, 82 power against left. Don't worry about the contact until you get to 700, and that's going to take a while, so you'll have someone better by then. But this card, if you have 0 stubs, this card can play. 25 stubs. You will not go wrong with having this card in your lineup. He had a pinch hit home run for me in my first ranked seasons game. I had him in the lineup because he's got a great swing. Traditionally, Andrew Jones has had a good swing in this game. And with that power, he's going to do damage. Now, if you got a few more stubs to spend, this is more of a, what do you value in the outfield? Because there's plenty of guys who can hit. Dom Smith as a left fielder. When you get into the golds, one of my favorite, is he even a left fielder? He might not be a left fielder, so you might not be able to see him. Stanton's expensive, Ozuna's expensive. Rosario's got a really good swing. Yordan Alvarez, you can't go wrong with this card. This card just mashes, but all those cards are not that great defensively. I mean, if you want a good defensive card, you'd get Tyler O'Neill, who's got solid power against right-handers. Peralta's got a good swing. There's a lot of good options in left field. This Akil Baddoo card is also a really good card. None are great defenders, but you got to kind of make that trade-off early in the year. And that's why the diamonds are diamonds, because they're more well-rounded. But I say if you're trying to build a team today, budget-wise, just go get the most. Just go get guys that can mash, get some runs on the board. You'll figure out defense when that time comes. So let's hurry up and round this out. Let's go to center fielders. Byron Buxton, if you got the stubs, if you took my advice and got Moncada and Mondesi and have some stubs left over, get Buxton. Another glitch. Great defender, great speed. That swing definitely plays over his stats. This Dylan Carlson card mashes. Carlson's another card with a good swing, and he's a switch hitter. Randy Rosarena, he's getting slept on, but this card is nasty. He's gonna be good. He's quick sell value. You put him down for 1,000, you could pick him up right now. Robert, I don't know why I like to call him Robert. Luis Robert, power hitting card. If you want to get into silvers, Aaron Hicks has always been a traditionally good card. Trent Grisham's got a good swing. Ian Happ, nasty card too. And he plays a bunch of positions, so he doesn't have to necessarily be a center fielder. Obviously, with outfielders, those guys you can mix and match more than anything else. And let's round it out with right fielders. This is the card. Now, if there's any reason for you to save and take my suggestions with the silvers, like take Moustakas, take Mondesi, take Moncada, it's to save up stubs for this card, Joey Gallo. This card mashes. Just put him in the middle of the lineup and he's going to hit bombs for you. But if that's too much, you can go with Michael Conforto. If you're somewhere in the middle, Nelson Cruz, but his defense is atrocious, so you probably don't want to put him in the field. Hunter Renfroe, solid for a really cheap card, kills lefties. Santander, great swing if you want a really cheap card. I think out of all of them, Mike Yastrzemski might be the best one. The arm's not strong, but he's a solid defender, 78 fielding, 82 reaction, and solid across the board. He's even got more power against lefties. So I like guys with reverse splits because they almost feel like switch hitters. Because they're really good against lefties, but you get the platoon advantage when you face a righty. And I've been mashing with this card against righties. Didn't even realize that he was actually better against left-handers. So if you can't get Gallo, I would say your next best choice is Yastrzemski, and he's only 1,100. So I don't know. I didn't really do the math, but I'm pretty sure we put this team together. Full pitching staff, full bullpen. We didn't do the bench, but we did a starting lineup of guys. And obviously you could take a few options for that. Probably less than 30,000 stubs. So you can put together a solid roster and just play a few games. There's so many ways to grind for diamonds at this point. Even at this point with Team Affinity and Showdown. There's an 85 Eric Davis. There's a free Roberto Clemente card on the market right now. So obviously you can get diamonds if you want the diamonds, but if you just want to put together a straight solid squad that will do you no wrong out there in ranked seasons, you could definitely go with this team. So that's it. This was a long video, but I put together a whole team for you, so you can't be mad at me. I gave you a whole team. If you have, especially you Xbox guys that might not know anything about the show, have stubs, don't know what to do with them, don't know how to put together a team, you're going to spend your 20,000 stubs on one diamond. I give you a whole team here. You'll be set until you can kind of get a grasp of things and know what you're looking for from your team, what's expected. So that's that. Also, Leave in the comments if you got any cards that I don't know about, that you like, some prospect cards that you like, these cards are nasty, you got to give them a try. Leave them in the comments. Or any cards that I just kind of overlooked. I've definitely overlooked some cards that people like. But other than that, this is World Series G. Be sure to follow the Instagram, Everybody Loves the Show. And be sure to just leave a like and comment. Subscribe if you haven't. I'd appreciate it greatly. But that's it. This is World Series G, and I'm signing out. Peace.